All right, what's up, you guys? UFO Proof here, along with Savannah. And hopefully you guys can hear us. Last time I tried to do a hangout, there was an issue with the audio at first, and I had no idea if it was actually picking us up. But I'm gonna go to YouTube right now, and I'll put the link. So if you guys want to come in and join us in our discussion, which is going to be about the telescopes that have been being lost at NASA, which I think is really interesting. Someone's bound to like put all of these together. Some conspiracy theorists. So I figured, I'll hit it first because I think it sounds cool. What up, Franco? Hand in hand, NASA was created as a psyop to distract humans from the secret space programs. It was ran by German scientists that preciously received advanced tech from other races since the late 1920s in Germany. Hand in hand, I have no idea where you got that information, but I would definitely check your sources on that. That's so far out there, that's probably a little too much. What up, Alden? How you doing, buddy? What up, Mr. Me? Hand in hand, Mr. Me says, hand in hand. Yeah, this is UFO proof. Conspiracy nuts don't last long here. If you truly believe this, you have been watching too much conspiracy bullshit. That's all fucking 100% what I was just saying. Mr. Me fucking nailed that. Absolutely hand in hand. You're more than welcome to come and join the conversation. But as Mr. Me just indicated, you won't last long coming at us like that. This isn't your normal bullshit UFO channel on YouTube. All right, I know a lot of them are all the fucking same with the craziness, and this is the one that's not. This is the one real UFO channel. What up, Gyro? How you doing, buddy? Alden. Oh, thank you. Yes. I got the UFO proof UFO hunter hat on. I am getting ready to shoot a new video for a UFO hunter, and I decided to break out the hat and wear it because it's fucking awesome. It's so fucking ridiculous. I adore it. We lost you for a minute there. Sorry. You're back. You can talk. Don't worry. You can be loud. It's okay.
Okay.
Well, you got to speak up. So make sure you get into the mic.
Right.
Right. Exactly. So let me get the link is up there. So anyone who wants to come and join in our conversation, if you have a web camera, you should be able to link right in. Or if you have a microphone, you can just show your icon and just talk over a mic if you want to come in. I know a lot of people don't like getting on camera, but they want to join in the conversation. So you can also do that. Don't be afraid. It's totally fine. And let me minimize this. Let's see here. I'm trying to get it so I can see the comments and the screen at the same time of Hangouts, That's what I'm going to do, but I still have to try to make it so I can see it like this, And once I drop into the other screen, it's gonna change the size. Watch. See how big it is.
So what did you adjust on that screen?
It's a pain in the butt trying to because it's so big. So it's easier. It's easier over here, but it's still a pain in the butt. I was just trying to make it so I can see your guys' comments at the same time.
Hand to hand's not going.
No, I think that was the first one. All right. let's see here. So that looks good. Okay, now I can see your comments. What up, that one nerd? How you doing, buddy? Doing good? Golf man, what's going on? Hey, what up, Paul? You motherfucker. Franco's asking if you mean the National Solar Observatory in Sunspot, New Mexico. Actually, the telescopes I'm talking about. What up, Dinkum? How you doing, buddy? What up, Texas Bandit? You guys doing good? Yeah, Dinkum, check out. I even got my fucking Australian hat on. This is how you know I'm a badass, dude. You know? That's gonna drive me crazy. I know. Yeah, you know, because fucking everyone knows how on the nuts I am of fucking all Australians. I think they're the baddest dudes on the planet, man. So I'm like, this make me look tough, dude. I like it. What up, Rob? How you doing, buddy? What up, Jericho? Jericho says, what up, proofers? Kyle, ma'am, sorry I don't know your name. Jericho, this is beautiful Savannah.
Hi, Jericho.
What up, Backbone? Clever girl. Oh yeah, like Jurassic Park, dude. Hope everyone is having a good day or night. Thanks, Gyro. Fucking off mate badass. That's fucking right. Damn right, Dinkum. All right, sorry you guys. So anyway, what I was talking about was there's been a couple different space telescopes that have mysteriously shut down. And over the past month, there was Shander shut down mysteriously. And then you can.
Someone said hi to me, so I said hi, Paul.
How could he hear you if you were like?
I mouthed it.
How can say it out loud?
Sorry.
They won't be able to hear you. There you go. I know Kepler was one, and that just went down. But there was Shander. There was something else, and like 3 of these space telescopes is Gyro. I don't know where Q is. I think he's at fucking work right now, dude. You know, or he'd be on here. Go get him, baby.
I'm gonna get him.
But it's interesting because these space telescopes are all like mysteriously shutting down, and like the weirdest one, I think, the fact that Kepler shut down, which was they claim that it ran out of fuel, you know. And you gotta think, I mean, how could they possibly send out a fucking space telescope like that where it's dependent on a fuel source that allows it to run for a certain amount of years and then shuts down? They could very easily run it in forever off of solar energy. All right, and just keep it charging, just like they do with fucking Voyager and shit like that. All right, shit that's been running forever. They could have easily did that. Why does it need fucking fuel? Why would they do that? It doesn't make any fucking sense that it just fucking shut down. All right. However, as powerful as Kepler is, and we know this, if you fucking turn it around and face it at Earth, it's fucking unbelievably powerful. You know, it could. I mean, like. It could probably see an ant's head. I mean, it's incredibly fucking powerful. And they've tested this before with Hubble. And that's the other one. Hubble, done. Hubble shut down. No more feeds coming from it. All right. Shander, no more feeds coming from it. Kepler, no more feeds coming from it. It's like, I just wonder, is it possible that black budget military has taken over these satellites, or these, not satellites, these space telescopes, because NASA is getting ready to launch some new ones. We already know this. You know, we got some new ones coming, and they're gonna blow these ones away. And the thing is that the public was able to get the feed from all these telescopes and everything, and now the feeds are all cut. They can't get them. They're offline anyway. But to believe that the Kepler telescope, one of the most advanced space telescopes ever built, fucking only had a limited fucking fuel source. This telescope changed our fucking view of the universe. All right. Before this telescope, at least when I was in school, we were taught that there were 9 planets. All right. And scientists believed that other planets existed, but we didn't know that for sure. We just assumed that they did, you know, but we didn't think that there was even that many. We thought most stars didn't even have planets. All right. We had no idea. And then because of Kepler, 100% confirmed that there are 10 times as many planets as there are stars. So as vast as the universe is with stars, there's even more fucking planets. I mean, that adds to the equation of whether or not life exists outside of Earth, you know? And I mean, basically, it makes it 100% that it absolutely has to. I mean, there's 10 times as many planets as there are stars. So, and it's because of Kepler that we were able to prove that. And now we know that. And to make such, and then we found, and with this telescope, we were able to find that there are literally thousands of other planets that are like Earth. Or similar. There are water worlds. There are worlds that have temperature, you know, temperate climate, like a temperate climate where you could survive, like around 70 degrees and stuff. There was one planet that they found where there was a certain part of the planet which was always in the sun, kind of how like Alaska is like 6 months or whatever of light and 6 months of dark. Well, there's a part on this planet that's always in the sun, and where its position is, it's always around 78 degrees there. You know, I mean, that's like the perfect fucking temperature. You know, outside when it's 78 degrees, you can just walk around on that planet. I don't know if you could breathe. There might not be any oxygen on the motherfucker, but at least the temperature's nice. You know, you hold your breath and get a tan. You know, so I'm sorry, I'm trying to find my UFO proof hat. There we go. Because the UFO hunter hat was kind of getting in my way a little bit. All right. So anyway, let's see. Let me see your comments real quick. Sorry guys, I was going off for a minute. Yes, Paul saying Kepler shut down. No shit. Yes, Paul, absolutely it did. Gotta wait for James Webb Telescope. That's right, Texas Bandit. Absolutely. They could have used that crazy battery they have in the Mars probe. Absolutely, Franco. Exactly. And it happened after the observatory thing too, right? Yes, exactly. 10 times as many fucking planets, man. Texas Bandit is saying, I've always believed there were more planets than just ours. Exactly, you know, and this proved, Kepler not only proved that there were more planets, but was able to find so many Earth-like planets. It was literally getting boring. I mean, I was fucking reading stories every day. Like my Google News, when I open up my Google News, all my fucking headline stuff is all science magazine stuff, you know, so it's or political stuff, you know, so it's, I see every other day they were finding a new fucking Earth-like planet, you know, planets with you know, mild temperatures, and planets with water, and planets that would look like Earth would with the sky and stuff. They just didn't get any no detection of oxygen and stuff. And I'm like, it's only a matter of time. Look how many they found that are almost similar to Earth. I mean, the more advanced our telescopes get, the sooner they're going to find out that there's going to be planets where they're like, oh yeah, we could live there. Like, it's just like Earth. You know, the oxygen's going to be normal, all that shit. They're going to be like, that's going to exist. They're going to find that. And then guarantee they're going to find life. I mean, it might not be too long before we have a telescope that can actually see another civilization, like a planet, where they're like, oh my God, look, the fucking, the planet is lit up at night. You know, they like, look, like the fucking, there's continents on the planet that are glowing, you know, they're fucking lit up with electricity. They're going to see shit like that and be like, holy fuck, man. You know, and it can prove right there, just a glimpse, and right there, it's done. We know it for 100%. Bam. They fucking other intelligent species exist, and it's something as simple as that, man. You know? They've probably already spotted that shit, and they're like, well, we better keep it down, you know, with fucking crazy-ass Republicans and fucking extremists and shit. They'll lose their fucking mind, dude. You know? Fuck, dude. If fucking, you know, like fucking Ted Cruz, if fucking lose his shit, like, oh my fucking God. Gyro saying, just look at how many stars are in the sky and imagine how many planets are really out there. Trillions. Absolutely. Texas Bandit saying, do you think Neptune is a water world and they are not telling us about it? No, absolutely not. No, and it's not they. All right. You gotta remember something. They is us, you know, and just because you might not own a telescope or be into astronomy doesn't mean that there other people aren't, you know. And like I am, and everyone knows I've had many telescopes, dude. I'm really into astronomy, and it's definitely not a water world that they're trying to cover up. And there are many different ways to tell this. One, the size of the planet. Now, all this stuff can be deduced mathematically, so you don't even have to truly observe it with an actual telescope and like visually see it to know certain things about it. We can tell by its gravitational pull on us how large it is and what it would consist of. And because of other telescopes, we can tell that it is in fact a gas giant planet, you know. And so it's condensed gases, and then the pressure on these gases turn it into a fourth state of plasma, and it's like there's plenty of ways for us to be able to tell that stuff, and you don't need NASA to tell it to you if you understand how to do the math. And also, if you're into astronomy, there are ways for you to, you know, you can observe where the planet is and everything, and then you can use math to determine where it's going to be and how big it is and how much effect its gravity has on us and the rest of the solar system. And so that's definitely the way it is. However, I want to get back to these fucking let me post the link again, so anyone who wants to come and join, feel free to come on here and say what's up. All right, boom, here we go. All right, hey, what up, Susie? How you doing, baby? Dinkin is saying yeah, if we saw a civilization from a scope, it would be way more advanced now because it takes thousands of years to get here at light speed. Dinkum is absolutely correct. And I like that. And that's the thing. I've made this argument before. I did a couple videos on it. I wrote in my blog about it, you know, wrote some articles about it, you know, which is a great fucking read. But when it comes to SETI, that fucking place, how's my girl Savannah, Susie? Oh, she's great. She had to go put the kids in check. And so she'll be back in a little bit. But she's doing good. And now, so SETI is really a waste of time. All right. I like the fact that there are, you know, credible scientific people, you know, or people in the scientific community and other academics who are interested in searching for extraterrestrial life. However, SETI is the absolute wrong way to go about it. All right. And because, as Dinkum just pointed out, when you're looking at something that far away, at any object. And when you're looking out in space, you are looking back in time because these places are so fucking far away from us. You know, you're looking back in time when you view them. So if something's 1,000 light years away, then that means whatever you're seeing at that exact moment in time happened 1,000 years ago. All right. So all SETI, and SETI doesn't even look visually. They're listening, using audios, radio telescopes to listen. All right. So any signal that they picked up, all right, would be thousands or even millions of years old. Knowing that, all that could do is prove that at any one time, there is an intelligent species that exists in the universe. We would have no idea if that species still exists. It would not prove if we were alone or not. All it could do is prove if there was somebody else before us. That's all it could ever do. It could never prove, are we alone? Because the people before us could have been alone. You get what I'm saying? And then now it could be just us. It could just show that there is only one intelligent species in the universe at any one time. It's like the only thing that SETI could actually predict or prove. It can't prove if we're alone in the universe. It can't say, do aliens exist? Even though it's the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, it can't say whether or not aliens exist with us because it's listening to stuff that happened thousands of years ago. So that's like, archaeologists today digging in stuff, and under the sands of Egypt and shit. It's like, and trying to compare it to modern times, It's like you can't fucking do that. It's simply too long ago, and it's like it proves nothing. And so I think the better way to look for extraterrestrial intelligence is to start right here at Earth and go off the assumption, just like SETI is, that extraterrestrials exist, intelligent ones exist. And let's say this is the thing that SETI does, which I fucking hate, is SETI assumes that intelligence aliens cannot be more intelligent than we are. All right. So they don't believe that they can be more advanced and understand physics and have technology way more advanced than us. And this is what's funny, because they're like, well, obviously they would have to use electricity to create fucking signals that somehow, and we could read those fucking signals. All right. Especially if they're trying to communicate with each other, we can listen in. And that's what we're trying to do, because they believe that the best way to communicate is using electricity, which is also, held back by light speed. That's as far as it can go, is as fast as light speed, that we would be able to pick these signals up. And this is what we believe forever. And now, without these guys never even fucking questioning this before, we have to consider this. What if aliens are so advanced and they realize, just like we recently realized, that the best way to communicate is by using quantum entanglement? And when they use quantum entanglement, the information that's being sent is passed instantaneously from one side of the universe to the other side. Time doesn't affect the data being sent. It has no effect on it because it's called quantum tunneling. It's fucking tunneling right through to the other side of the universe. There's no time being delayed. It just fucking it doesn't exist in that world. And you use quantum entanglement to send messages, because whatever happens to one entangled pair, the opposite will happen to the other one. So you can use that to send a fucking code, just like a fucking on and off switch, or just like a 1 and a 0 for binary code. You're able to send a fucking message by doing that. And and that is not picked up It doesn't have an electrical signal for you to pick up. And that is the best fucking way to communicate. You can communicate across the fucking, across the galaxy. So you're talking to other starships that are, what are you going to do? Talk to them from 1,000 years ago? No, but using fucking a communication device using quantum entanglement, you could talk from thousands of light years away, and you would receive the message instantaneously. And scientists never fucking considered that this was possible and never had an idea about this. And so they're stuck in that little bubble, and they won't, they have to accept there's stuff out there that's far more advanced and that they could use, and that we simply don't understand it. We could be seeing it and have no fucking idea. Just like we do with the UFOs themselves. All right. Like I said, I don't know what's inside a UFO, and I've never seen an alien. All right. But the UFO itself is so fucking confusing and fucking mysterious. You completely do not understand it. It is so alien. It's the only way to describe it. It is beyond you. It's like when Carl Sagan was talking about the third and fourth dimension, using the second dimension and the flatlanders or whatever. How it kind of just pops in, and you just simply don't understand what you're really looking at. It is very fucking confusing. Hey, baby.
Hey,
Did you get them?
I'm good. I'm
Oh,
taking a
right.
nap.
Good. They're
Isn't that
sweet.
impressive?
Awesome. Good job.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
I was wondering what you got that fucking candy brandy for. Yeah. Dinkum is saying, once we get entanglement figured, we will not just communicate, teleport too. I agree, Dinkum. Absolutely. And what we were discussing how like starships or whatever could communicate using quantum entanglement, and that it would pass through time. So you could send a fucking message. You could like radio a starship thousands of light years away using quantum entanglement. And SETI and other scientists forever was trying to search for signs of aliens by looking for electrical signals, but that wouldn't, their radio telescopes won't pick up quantum entanglement. So if aliens are using that, which would be the best way to communicate, then SETI's whole job is useless. And that's what I'm saying. It's like I fucking and I know people like don't want to ever hear people talk shit about SETI, but I'm saying we can do better than SETI. There's a much better way to do it. Let's see here. Lower this down.
Hi, Susie, honey. I'm doing good. How are you? Dinkum says NyQuil for the kids.
Right? That's what I'm talking about, dude. Get a fucking whipped cream vodka. tell that story. This is great.
Well, there's an old wives' tale about if your child is teething and it's really bothering them, you just rub a little bit of alcohol
Everyone
on the gums.
knows that, yeah.
It's people do it. It's a thing. It's fine.
Exactly.
Well, when my son, my firstborn, was teething, all I had in the house was whipped cream vodka. So I got a little bit on my finger and I rubbed it on his gums. It was still bothering him, but he started blinking one eye at a time. So I don't think he minded so much anymore.
You're like, ah. That's great, dude. Hey, what up, Will MC? How you doing, buddy? Doing good? Anyway, so yeah, I agree with Dinkum that not only will we communicate, but we will teleport too. And I just read a paper. Oh God, I'm trying to remember the guy's name. Or he's a well-known scientist. Anyway, he wrote a paper for the military, and they were actually interested in any kind of form of teleportation. And what kinds of teleportation could the military work towards? And he came up with like 6 different kinds of teleportation, and 2 of them were decided that these were the ones that they should work towards, that they could actually do. And excuse me, one was a psychic teleportation, where they would teleport an object using their mind, as it would like dematerialize and materialize somewhere else, and then some kind of a quantum teleportation of actual atoms, like being one at a time, but not being able to be processed. Like it'd be like atoms of crap or nothing, you know. It's not like they could put something together, you know. But just to see if they could physically do that. I think that there was like 2 of them they were going to, and it was a really interesting paper. And I have the PDF of it, and I will I'll post a link in the description of this video when it gets posted. What up, Harry Toe? How you doing, buddy? Harry Toe says, why do scientists say everything traveled faster than the speed of light right after the Big Bang, but now it's impossible to travel that fast? You know, that's the thing. Listen, right after the Big Bang, the physics that we understand were actually being created at that moment. And so what was beyond that didn't actually exist. So the physics weren't the same as they are now. It's Harry Toe, it's just like the further you go into a black hole. Okay, so the physics change when you enter the event horizon, but as you fall down through the black hole, as you get closer to the singularity, the physics change until you get to a point where the physics no longer makes sense, and they completely corrupt, and you have no idea what's going on anymore. And that's why we can't tell what actually happens in a black hole. And what goes, once you get down to the singularity, physics doesn't work anymore. So, but that's the same thing as when the Big Bang took place. The physics were being created. They didn't actually exist until everything kind of spread out, which is still, really fucking, really weird to begin with, how the Big Bang, started anyway. But, Susie saying, I think Philadelphia experiment happened too. No, absolutely not, Susie. I wish that it happened. Don't get me wrong. I really like the story of the Philadelphia experiment. I thought it was really fascinating, and I wanted it to be true so bad. But as I researched it and really got into it and looked at all the background and detail of it, it was a completely fabricated story by some Spanish guy, fucking Alejandro Soses or some shit like that. I forget the guy's fucking name, but he definitely just made up the fucking story. And he even told people later that he had just wrote the story, like he was just making it up. But then people try to claim that was a fucking made up story. And you know how these conspiracy guys get, dude. They go fucking nuts with it. So there's just a lot of things like what's the guy's name, Al Bielek or whatever, who actually claimed to be a part of the Philadelphia. He claimed to be a part of the Philadelphia experiment and the Montauk Project and the deep underground military bases, the Dulce alien attack. Like, he claimed to be a part of fucking everything, like this guy was nuts. But he said that he was on the USS Eldridge, and that they scientists, what they were doing was trying to make it invisible to not only radar, but to, visually. And so they wrapped the ship in giant spools of copper, huge spools of copper, and generated an electrical field that would have been so intense that it would have bent the fucking light around the ship, so you wouldn't have seen it. You would have seen what was behind it. That's what they were hoping to do. And when they turned this on, the ship disappeared and appeared like 500 miles away somewhere else in like 1984. And this was supposed to take place in 1943. And men supposedly fused into the ship, into the deck and stuff like that. Like they melted inside of it. Some men just completely disappeared. And Al Bielek jumped overboard. All right. He when they're traveling through time, he jumped overboard and came out in 1984 and saw color TV. And they put him in some kind of suit because he went to the military, which was super advanced, by the way, for some reason, and put him in some kind of suit and sent him back to 1943, right back to at the bay of where the USS Eldridge was. And the most ridiculous just bullshit ever. But it was a really cool story, but it's definitely fake. I researched it. So so bummed. I agree, Susie. And listen, it happens to me all the time. Where I hear stories that I find really interesting, and then I research them and I find out they're full of shit, But the thing is, I would much rather know that it's bullshit than believe in the bullshit. It's like being tricked by it and falling for it means I'm not doing my fucking research. I'm not doing a good job. If you're wasting your time on fake stuff, the real stuff's getting right by you, And that's why I always say, in my first videos on UFO proof, with the balloon summoners, all right? When you're sitting there focusing on a fucking balloon, there can be a UFO flying right over your fucking head, but you're wasting your time on the balloon. When those motherfuckers are wasting their time, they're filming planes, airplanes, and they're calling them fake planes. They're saying they're fake. They're like, no, it's a fake plane. It's a UFO. It's pretending to be a plane. No, you fucking asshole. It's a goddamn plane. And it's like, how are you that fucking stupid that you're just going to say no? And I'll tell you what it is. All right. That's not that they're stupid people. They're probably very smart in their normal everyday life, but they might have had a UFO experience, a real one. And when that happens to you, it has such a traumatic effect that it opens your mind so much that all of a sudden that's real. So, oh my God, anything could be real. And then you start fucking believing that anything can be fucking real. And that's when you go over the edge. You go to the deep end and you lose your fucking shit, And that's a big problem in the UFO community. And it really sucks. I thank God that when it happened to me, I was able to pull myself back and say, no, Kyle, you're wrong. You're fucking up. This, you have to focus on what's real. If you're wasting your time on bullshit, you're not gonna see the fucking truth, and that was what was most important, because I wanted to know what was going on, and I only had so much information, and because of my desire to want to know what was going on, all of a sudden I'm creating, shit for it. And just making it out, out of shit that you see. You're just connecting dots that don't even fucking exist. That's the problem. And it's hard to pull yourself back from that, but it's important that you do. Harry Toe saying, I forgot about the balloon summoners. That was the funniest shit ever. Damn right, Harry Toe. Franco says, they say the Philadelphia experiment was a cover story to start leaking information about the bell, which makes some sense because of all the similarities. No way, man. I mean, okay, so the bell is, he's talking about the Glocken, all right, the Nazi bell, which was supposed to be a time machine. And to think that they had anything to do with each other or use that as a cover story is absolutely ridiculous. Both the stories are fucking made up. You know, neither one of them have any evidence to support any claim of it. Nothing. All right. Everything is all fucking hearsay, you know, circumstantial fucking stories that are being told third hand and third account. And there's nothing. And I researched all of them. And there is nothing supporting anything of either one of those. There's no physical documentation ever discussing deglocking. You know, it doesn't exist, man. So to say that it was a cover story for it is fucking is reaching. You know, neither one of them are true. I don't believe either one of them. To say that the Nazis built a fucking time machine and couldn't win the fucking war is impossible. You know, it's absolutely impossible. Anybody with a time machine would have, it would be the most devastating weapon the planet has ever seen. You know, it would blow a nuclear bombs wouldn't even be considered a fucking bad weapon anymore. You know, that might just be the normal way to fight because a time machine might be would be the deadliest weapon ever created. You know, if you were to use a time machine as a fucking weapon of mass destruction, there was no one that could fucking stop it, you know. So, Gyro is saying, I think people should look into what is called the Hutchinson Effect, a Canadian scientist named John Hutchinson. Yes, I love Hutchinson's. At Jason Balance, do you think the blue chicken people taste like chicken? Jason Balance. Hey, Jason, what up, buddy? And yeah, if you guys haven't seen my video, Ancient High Tech, go and check it out. I got a section in there on the Hutchinson's Effect and how awesome that dude is. It's my like #1 video, so it's fucking easy to find. Check it out. Excuse me. Lucifaga X, hopefully I'm saying that right, is saying it's possible in Hitler times people didn't think like we do now. That is why it didn't work out. You know, I mean, or it's, you know, because fucking like just like now, don't have the ability to build a time machine. Jason saying, I hope so, Harry Toe. That way I can prove aliens exist and have a full bucket of chicken for myself. Awesome. What up, Teresa? How you doing, baby? Eva, what up, Eva? How you doing? The Hutchinson's guy looks like a real mad scientist. I fucking love that dude, man. John Hut, dude, I'm so on his foot. If I was any harder on his dick, I'd be a condom. I fucking love him. So for people who don't know, anyone who's watching who doesn't know, John Hutchinson's is an amateur scientist or amateur physicist, and he just does experiments at his home, and he was doing some experiments bombarding objects with different frequencies and using different oscillators and wave function generators, and it's just like this to create this fucking a field that was able to make objects float. And what was interesting is it could make anything float. It didn't matter what its material was, you know. So it could make metal, it could make wood, you know. It could even make liquid, you know. And there's fucking video of it, like they had a cup of glue or something, and it fucking pulled out a drop of glue, you know, like upside down, and then pulled the fucking like cup out with it. Like, it's very interesting how it affected anything like you put into this field. It would cause it to levitate. But beyond that, there was another effect that would happen with it, where it would cause the atoms in metal to transmutate, and they would actually join together with atoms of other materials and stuff, and it could be like metal and wood, and they would fuse together. And it was a really interesting effect. And some of the metals would basically flake apart. They would turn into jelly, and they would turn into like rubber. And so they would bend around, and then they would like turn into flakes, and they would just flake apart. And then some of them would turn into jelly and completely melt, like it was completely melted, totally cool to the touch, So something was happening on a subatomic level that was causing it, that the effect. And obviously, I mean, like to have something melt where it's not hot, it melts at room temperature. I mean, that's incredible, And I mean, you have to assume that obviously the molecules are vibrating at a very fast pace, but for it not to produce heat, but to still be able to melt, I mean, it's like there's some kind of field that would hold the heat in or restrain it or whatever. I mean, I don't know. It's fascinating. No one really knows. They're trying to study it, but.
Harry, do I need the top?
Let's see. Agent, what up, Susie? He's my bud, kinda. Good greetings from the Netherlands. By the way, oh yeah, Eva, Netherlands. We get people on here from time to time from the Netherlands. Fucking awesome, dude. Oh yeah, I got this one guy. Man, he had some great UFO videos too. Oh God, I'll try to remember his name. He was awesome too. Harry Tosin, they raided his home when he was out of town and took all of his equipment. Harry To, I believe something like that did happen. So I believe he was running his experiments, and it was actually affecting his neighbor's house. Like there was times where he had reporters coming over, and he was trying to demonstrate this effect. The problem is that he couldn't focus it anywhere, and so it would be like a general area in a room, and he was like the objects would just float or whatever, and they were doing the experiments, and they had a camera crew all set up or whatever, and the guys were talking, and in the fucking like background in the other part of the room, you can see stuff starting to float up like a sponge and other shit. And they're like, oh, the effect was happening somewhere else, they couldn't really focus it, And I guess that sometimes it was, getting so strong or whatever that it was actually moving stuff in the neighbor's house. And they knew that John were doing these experiments. I guess they complained, and the military came over and took a look at all his stuff or whatever. Some scientists were studying it, and but they just left it at that. But then after that stuff happened, they came in and shut him down, like the fucking power company or whatever, or Department of Energy or whatever, came in and shut him down. And it's claimed that they took his stuff and
so they took his Tesla coils.
Yeah, they could have, but I mean, he had a bunch of different equipment in there. But the thing is I don't think that they took his stuff. I think they might have destroyed some of his stuff or taken something that was severely important to be able to cause the effect. And just to make it harder for him to be able to reproduce it. But they definitely would have gotten everything they needed to figure out how he was doing it to be able to work on it. And what's really interesting is that there are different sciences and physics and stuff that are studied by military scientists that the academic world have no idea about. The academic world and the scientific community at large and in general are limited by funding, period. Everybody is limited. There is no one who has unlimited funding except for America. All right. America, our scientists in the military, when developing technology and weapons and shit like that, have as much money as they need. All right. So, but they're not saying I need $100 million, whatever they need. They're like, well, I'm going to need I need 500 million to build this, and I'll need another 4 billion for this or whatever. They get that fucking money. That black budget is so fucking huge. They get it. They get all that fucking money, and so they get to study and learn about stuff that no one else has access to, you know. And this is proven by when like the Department of Energy is releasing their, like, they just got an order from Congress to release the technology that they have to the general public. And so it's like, and this is stuff that the scientific community doesn't even know about. And they're like, you have to teach them about it. And there's protocols in this bill, you know, expressing how to go about teaching other scientists and the academic world how these new fucking sciences, how these new theories work out and shit, how they can be applied to stuff that's so super advanced that's like, you know, they have to teach it to these scientists. They can't just say, oh, here you go, you know. So that just proves that these guys have known about it years and years before, that they're able to fucking, and that it's so advanced that you'd have to teach it to somebody completely, you know. So that means they must have been studying it for a while to be able to do that. Susie saying proof he worked with US government. Photon induction. Gyro saying, what I want to know is where did the molecules go to replace the molecules that were being bombarded? It's like they left and weren't there, and were they there were replaced by other molecules. So where did they go? Exactly. Well, you know, when they're transmutating, they can turn into something else. They don't need to go anywhere. So it's not that it's one's coming in and one's going, you know, it's that one's becoming something else. It's fucking transmutating. It's turning into something else completely. Will MC Kyle, you saw third phase of Moon today, David Wilcock and Corey Good. Absolutely not. You know, I love the boys to death. You know, I love Blake and Brent to death. But I'm not watching fucking Corey Good or David Wilcock. Both those guys are fucking idiots, man. You know, but you got to understand that that is, you know, third phase. That's their crowd, their fan base. That's what they're into. You know. And they're into the fucking crazy ass fucking conspiracy fucking nut shit, you know. I thank God that they stopped putting up hoax videos, you know. But like there is nothing I can say about them having fucking guests on or people talking about their theories on shit like David Wilcock or Corey Good. That's none of my fucking concern. My only concern was stop putting out hoax videos because it affects me personally, because I've had several real UFO experiences, and it affects me personally when you put out hoax videos, because it dilutes our fucking community and it makes people think we're crazy. And, you know, and it's like, not all of us are crazy. And when they put shit out like that, it hurts all of us. And so that's my one thing. But you know, if they want to put out stuff like Corey Good, and fuck, that's on them. I won't watch it. But you know, I don't care that they put stuff out like that. You know, fucking, hey, whatever. You want to put out crazy theories? I mean, that's on you. You know, but as long as, you know, there's no hoax fucking UFO video, who gives a shit? You know, but I don't know if it was just a fucking a video from Gaia that they were reposting. Or was it like, did they have an interview with David Wilcock and Corey Good? You know, which I'd like to see, because even though third phase would throw fucking softballs, they would be willing to throw a couple hardballs. Like fucking, if they were coming on a show, we could go to third phase and ask them to say some specific questions to Corey Good or David Wilcock, and they would too. They would ask it for us, you know. And that's what I like about them. You know, they might throw softballs themselves, but if we wanted to throw them some hardballs, they would totally get our back and they would do it for us, dude. So that's why I got mad respect for them. You should, Kyle, should try to get in touch with John Hutchinson's and do an interview with him. You know, I'd love to do that, man. I heard, like ever since he came out as like a transsexual or whatever, he kind of like lost his mind a little bit. So I don't know if he's like mentally all there. But I mean, I would be willing to definitely do an interview with him, but I don't know if he's like mentally capable of doing it still. Maybe he totally is, and that would be great, you know. And you know what? The thing is that when he could just he's got terrible fashion sense for dressing like a female. You know, especially with how like ugly he is, you know, it's like, you know, to see him in girl clothes, it's like, dude, there's a lot better stuff I could see him in, you know, like he needs a better fucking like designer or something, you know, because it's like the clothes he wears just are terrible. I don't care that he's a transsexual at all. I just think he should have better taste in the clothes that he wears. Corey Good started, or Harry Toe is saying, Corey Good started doing UFO stuff just to get laid. He probably fucked a blue chicken. Corey Good is a pathological liar in the UFO community. And he basically came out and said that while he was at the eye doctor one day, he fucking had flashbacks of when he was in the secret space program and when he flew to Mars and battled aliens and the most ridiculous bullshit ever. And there are fucking idiots out there who believe it. And what sucks is that there's a lot more of them than there are of people who have a fucking brain, you know, and actually have intelligence. You know, there's a fucking, as of right now, there's about 10,500 of them, you know, and there's millions of these fucking idiots who believe bullshit, you know, and fall for that crap.
And they're all dicks.
You know, absolutely, dude. They're all fucking dicks. You could give him fashion advice during the interview. I would too. I'm like, you need to get rid of that fucking dress, dude. You know, or try blue. Jason said the U.S. government spend more money on black budget stuff than the next 7 countries combined. That is absolutely correct. They do. You know, it's their budget. The black budget is so big that it is larger than some of the GDPs of entire countries. You know, I mean, there are entire countries whose all the money they make is not more than the black budget, than the illegal hush money that we give our military. All right. That's how fucking rich our country is. That's how fucking incredibly rich we are. We are the richest country in the history of the world that has ever existed. We are the wealthiest country, number 1. All right. And we have fucking so many people dying because they don't have good fucking health care and shit like that, and they can't fucking get it, and people are trying to take away their Affordable Care Act, and it's like it's fucking insane. Kids are fucking in debt in college. They're coming out of fucking college $30,000, $40,000 in debt for degrees that don't mean fucking shit. You know, these kids are getting fucking preyed upon by these predatory schools, and you put a fucking bitch like Betsy DeVos as the head of the Department of Education, who's fucking just going to make it even fucking worse. It's fucking terrible, dude. It's fucked up how much money our fucking government has and wastes on bullshit, you know? That's our fucking black budget has fucking, you know, it's like the next 7 countries combined. Like fucking Jason just said, it's insane how much money we have that gets fucking wasted. You know how much money the Pentagon lost that they cannot account for? Like $1 trillion, not $1 billion, but $1 trillion. They're just like, I don't know. Oh yeah, it was actually, I believe it was right before September 11th happened. And the reason, and I'm not saying that September 11th happened because they're trying to, be quiet about the $1 trillion that's missing. It had nothing to do with it. But what it did do was affect it because no one gave a fuck. Once September 11th happened, there was no other news. Other news didn't exist anymore. You know, only one thing happened in the news, and that was September 11th. All right. And that shit, and it sucked because really the shit was just coming down on them. And they had to admit that they're like, I believe it was fucking Rumsfeld was like, they're like, where'd $1 trillion go? He's like, I don't know. And they're like, what do you mean you don't know? He's like, it's missing. They're like, don't you have any kind of track of it? Like of where it could be? No. They're like, was it fucking cash? Like, where the fuck did $1 trillion go? You know where the fucking $1 trillion went. Okay. I mean, these generals and these the Joint Chiefs of Staff and these different colonels, 4-star generals, and all these big military guys. These guys literally make millions of dollars a year. All right, people don't know this. All right, but they make millions of dollars a year. How? You know, that's what our fucking government pays them? No. All right, that's what they get fucking paid for and paid off by other fucking like by corporations and by the fucking the tax money when they're saying, oh, our military needs us. Like the head of the Navy is like, well, we need to experiment with this, so we're going to need $58 billion, you know. And now the government says, okay, here's your fucking money. All right. And then they're like, we need this much black money. We need $20 billion in black money. All right. Now, once they get that black money, it is no longer counted for. So it's basically like cash. There's no paper trail for it. It doesn't have to be reported to the General Accounting Office. All right. It's basically gone at that point, and it's fucking distributed by them as they believe what's necessary. So if they believe for a second that it's necessary for them to lodge away $1 million for their family as a nest egg in case something happened, it's completely allowed because there's no oversight. There's zero oversight over it. So they have absolutely full authority to do whatever they want. If they want to spend that money on fucking hookers and coke, there's nothing anyone can do about it. They're absolutely allowed to. There's no oversight. It can't be tracked. And so they're like, where did $1 trillion go? Where the fuck do you think it went? If it fucking went into these fucking pockets, you know, these companies' pockets and these different people, the military and different fucking defense contractors and shit like that, and lobbyists and fucking politicians. That's where it went. You know, it went back into the fucking corrupt system. It's not like some dude stole $1 trillion. You know, it was a bunch of corrupt fucking old white fucks. Oh, sorry. Let me check your comments, you guys. Unirock, third phase is interviewing Corey Good and Wilcock. What you think about them? They're fucking idiots. Corey Good is a pathological liar. I think, like I just said, that third phase will shoot them a bunch of softball questions, but they are personal friends of mine. I could call them up and ask them to ask some hard questions, and I believe they absolutely would. Because they are fucking cool like that. But I believe to leave them on their own, they're going to shoot softball questions at them. Guaranteed. Blake, Brent, you motherfuckers, you guys better fucking shoot them some hardball questions and don't let them get away with that bullshit. See, that's the problem. Blake and Brent, you know, they fucking walk a tightrope, and that way they don't scare away the crazies, you know. Like me, I'll give a fuck. As soon as a crazy person comes on my hair, I'm like, get the fuck out, you crazy son of a bitch. And I'll talk all the shit I need to because I don't give a fuck. But if you're all about, listen, we're trying to get our fucking views up. We're trying to get our subscribers up, you know, then they'll put out any kind of bullshit that fucking sounds good. And there's a niche that fucking, you know, crazy people like, you know, and all those fucking bullshit channels are, you know, when they put out that fucking stuff just for crazy people, you know, I mean, hey, that's some people are fucking really into it. That can be them, just not UFO proof. You know, there's got to be one place. There's got to be one place for fucking people with a brain, for people who will not go down the rabbit hole, who are able to understand that don't fucking step in it. You're going to fall, you fuck. We can walk around the rabbit hole. All right. We have figured it out. And I feel bad for everyone else. And yes, it affects our ability to grow as a fucking channel. All right. We're not going to grow like every other channel, but that's what comes with it. That's the price that we have to pay to be UFO proof, is to deal with the fact that there's a lot more of them than there are of us. And it's fucking sad. It really is. But that's the absolute truth. There's a lot more of crazy fucks than there are people who have a brain, dude. Oh, look, Third Phase said, we said, where is the video is up? We said, where is the proof? Damn right. Oh, I want to see that. If Blake, Brent, if you guys did that, I'll fucking love you guys forever. I want to see that shit. I'm fucking repost that shit on my channel. Like a boss said, Corey Good is the proof. He is a blue chicken, right? See, that's what Blake, Brent will fucking come on here, dude. Why don't you guys come on real quick? Here, let me post you guys a link. And give us the inside scoop on your guys' fucking interview. Because I wanna watch that shit, dude. There's the link. Oh, here we are down here. I'm on the other screen. I forgot. Pull that back over here. Yeah, dude, fucking, you guys come on here and say what's up real quick, and tell us about your interview with Corey Good and David Wilcock. I can't fucking stand you. I can't stand either one of those guys. But like I said, that is the there are people out there who are into that fucking shit, that is their fucking crowd. That's what, that's what it came from, and so that's what they got. We can't do that, because I've just been so mean since the beginning that it would look weird. No, it's because I don't fucking want it, It's like dude, I can't stand it when the crazy people come on here, and the thing is, to be a fucking big successful channel like Third Phase is, like Secure Team 10, to be a big successful channel, you have to be, you can't fucking pick a side, all right? You have to be open to fucking everybody's crazy fucking conspiracies or whatever the fuck. You have to be open to it. Otherwise, you're going to turn people away. All right. When you tell people, I don't believe what you're saying is nuts. Oh,
what's up, Kyle?
Hang on a second. Let me see if we get to turn the my speakers on. Give me 1 second, you guys. All right, let's. You there?
You got me, Kyle. How you doing today?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. It's been a while. Good to see you back up
so,
on UFO Proof. Congratulations.
Yes, absolutely, man. And so you guys did doing an interview. You guys just did an interview with David Wilcock and Corey Good.
Well, it's been a work in the progress. It took us about 3 weeks to organize both these guys to get my questions to them. And you know what? I was advised to ask them, don't hold back. They're defending themselves. They got this new documentary out, Above Majestic. And, they've been getting a lot of flack lately. Basically, Facebook has banned Above Majestic, any kind of advertising in regards to the film. So there is a suppression on it in its own way. It's kind of weird, but to gain access to both these guys at the same time was a difficult thing. And we were kind of thinking, let's do it Skype. Let's do a Skype interview. And I'm saying, no, let's do it in a different way where it's almost like a documentary in itself. This interview, we want it to be our majestic kind of behind the scenes of the movie itself. And I think we produced something that's almost an hour and a half long, and it pretty much keeps up with the movie they put out, asking for money. You could pay to watch this, or you could even watch it on Third Phase Moon, and we're putting it out for free. You're getting a lot of information. And yeah, we asked them the big questions. We're like, where's the proof, guys? There's a lot of people out there that say, hey, look, what you guys say are extraordinary, but you don't bring anything to the table. So,
right.
you're going to find out what their answers are. And we also ask them a few other things, like how, Wilcock, did you meet Corey Good? What do you think when he started explaining to you these blue avians and the trip to the Antarctic? Did you think that this was nuts? Did you think he was nuts, David? And David goes ahead and tells us his true encounter with Good and how they became basically friends and worked this all together. So yeah, we got some pretty good answers out of these guys. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That really makes me want to see this fucking interview, because I'll tell you guys, you guys already know me. I don't care for either one of the guys. I used to really like David Wilcox. I think he went over to yours. Corey Good, I've never liked. I think he's a pathological liar. So I don't care to watch any of his stuff. However, this is something I'm definitely interested in watching, because David Wilcock, like I said, he does have a fucking brain, but he just went so esoteric with stuff that he just goes just way too far out for me. And to hear what it would be like to because I can only picture myself if I met Corey Good, all right, and he started saying that shit to me, I would slap him in the face and be like, get help, dude. You know, fucking go away. I mean, like, his shit is so fucking out there that having a true UFO experience, an actual UFO experience, not some guys, oh, I saw some light, but a true UFO experience, having that happen, and then having a motherfucker look at me and tell me some bullshit fucking lies like that insults my credibility, you know, and it fucking makes me look back. Fucking, oh my God, dude, I'd roundhouse Corey Good, but I really want to see this guy. I really want to see your guys' interview with him, man. Like, it's more. Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth, man. Did you let them off the hook with their answers, or did you follow up on anything?
Well, you know, these guys, especially David, you know, the guy has this talent for talking. He knows how to talk. He pretty much wants to own the stage. And so when I ask him these questions, he explains it in so much detail. It's really, there's no reason for a follow-up. It's they pretty much lay it down on the line of exactly the questions that I asked. But what's interesting as well is that, you know, even David Wilcock says, hey, look, we're putting out this movie, and right now it's actually #1 in all these streaming services. Documentaries don't really get #1 on Amazon and iTunes. So, you know, I don't know if Facebook trying to ban this stuff kind of like sparked the interest in this, but David Wilcock goes on to say, look, he explained while you're watching this whole entire episode that we produced on Third Phase Moon, that hey, if you want to laugh at me, you could laugh at me. If you think this is a joke, then go ahead and laugh. And because some of the stuff he says is like, I found myself when I watch it, right when he says, you want to laugh at me, that's when I started laughing. So he kind of knows exactly some of the touching points that seems that it's almost laughable, but you just never, you know, I'm going to give these guys a benefit of the doubt. I know it's hard for you, Proof, because we need the proof and we understand that, but yeah, there is there's information that's released in this documentary and what we've been putting out on Third Phase Moon that's absolutely factual stuff and things that I've never heard before. It goes back to Trump actually stealing the files from Tesla. Trump's dad, or Trump's uncle, I think, stole the files from Tesla and got all this information. There's some information that I've never heard before, and it took me back. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so just because you never heard it, does it sound credible, or does it? Did it? I mean, like, because like that, hearing Trump's uncle stole papers from Tesla, that sounds like the most ridiculous bullshit lie that could never be verified or have any kind of supporting evidence to it. I mean, it sounds so made up, along with the Times trying to play off something and trying to get some attention for it. And I think that's what these guys are known for. Don't get me wrong, they're clever. All right, they're clever in the way that they do stuff, and they can trick a lot of people. But I understand that there are a lot of people out there that really get into it. You know, like they believe it. And like I said, it's not like I have evidence to prove that Corey Good is lying. I merely have common sense,
But
But
hold
I
on a
do
sec.
believe
Hold on a sec.
that is enough. I
Let-
believe
let-
that is enough. But
Hold on a sec.
go ahead.
There's some rebuttals on this one because you gotta go
Rebut.
both ways. Just listen up. And sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, obviously.
Absolutely.
But to the point, you've seen UFOs, you've had encounters, and some of the ones that were the most sensational encounters that you have no evidence of it. We got to take your word for it.
Absolutely.
So in that case,
that's the truth.
Well, so there you go. You gotta keep that in mind, buddy.
Correct. Now, and that's absolutely the truth. You have to consider the fact. Like I said, that's why I pointed it out. I don't have any evidence that Corey Good is lying. Okay, I merely have common sense. All right. Now, you can look at the situation where what my encounters were and what his encounters were or what he says happened to him. All right. And the difference is in who we are personally. All right. The credibility difference, like when you hear my encounter as opposed to what his encounter is, and that there is such an extreme difference on the telling of how a UFO encounter happens from the reality, and like it's really easy to pick out the difference of someone who's fucking making up a story for entertainment and someone who's telling an experience that happened to them. When Corey Good talks, he has the answer for everything. Stuff he couldn't possibly know. Stuff that doesn't make fucking sense in like he understands what the motivations behind what these aliens are doing and stuff like this. Like he always has an answer for everything. And when people have an answer for everything, it's because they're bullshitters. And that's what's the difference. When
actually, in fact, story, Corey actually says that he was age regressed, put in a machine and went back into time. And then, and so again, it's true stranger than fiction. You never know. Let me ask you, it almost seems that you don't believe in any kind of government secrets. You just basically admitted that $26 trillion went to white rich men. How is white rich men gonna there's something where that $26 trillion went. It just didn't go into people's pockets and corrupt people. It's much bigger than that. And obviously, I think there's some kind of technology that possibly could do this. I asked him, hey, how old are you, Corey? How did this happen? What kind of machine? Describe the process. And, he went into some detail, but then again, he admitted that he wished he knew exactly how it was. And he admitted that he doesn't have the answer for everything. These guys, I don't know. When we did this edit and they sent us a lot of raw footage, there's a lot of raw footage that, nobody's going to see it. We at Third Phase of Moon got to see it as these guys we just saw their whole character. And we have about an hour and a half of each of these guys. And, they didn't flinch throughout the whole thing. They're really, I don't know, man. From what these guys say and the evidence that we've been sharing and what we just put out on Third Phase of Moon, you just got to watch it. And maybe you might come away with you might believe more than you think, in my opinion. I think you might change a little bit.
Let me, okay. You know what? I'm going to ask Blake, put Brent on real quick.
Yeah, hold up. Hey, Kyle.
Hey, what up, Brent? How you doing, brother?
Hey, we're doing good.
Let me ask you, okay, just straight up, all right? Fucking, not pitching the show, not anything. Straight the fuck up. Do you believe him? Do you believe he's telling you the truth?
Well, we're talking, a lot of this doco is talking about the Space Force, and Trump announced it recently, but basically I think we all know that there's probably been a Space Force longer than when Trump announced it, right? So I do believe there is a secret space force.
No.
So that's
okay.
That's what they're talking about.
No political answers, Brent. Okay. Don't give me that spin bullshit. Okay. You're gonna answer me straight the fuck up. Do you believe him?
Let's just say, well, you can always ask the question: Would you bet your life? Would you bet your life if this was true? And my life's pretty important, so I'd be kind of.
Would you bet your life this is true?
Say no, I wouldn't.
No. Thank you.
But
no.
I
like the spin he put on the question. He's like, let's change the question. All right. Now, if we change it to this, no, I don't fucking believe him. All right. Thank you. Okay. There's got to be at least one half
actually says
that fucking has some fucking sense, Blake. What the fuck, man? It's like fucking, because there's a difference, man. There's a difference from when they're on UFO proof to when we're fucking just fucking friends just talking shit because when we talk behind the scenes or whatever. It's fucking, they ain't gonna come out and do it even on UFO proof, it's like fucking, and it's not like we're on your channel right now, okay? It's not gonna fucking be seen by fucking 500,000 people right now. I think you're okay, man. You can fucking come out and tell them the fucking truth because they gotta sell this shit, but I know the fucking truth, dude. And these guys aren't fucking stupid at all. They know exactly what's going on. They're not dumb at all. This is a fucking show. I don't care what anyone says, and I'll fucking call you guys out. And I love you guys to death. You guys are my fucking brothers and my fucking homies, man. But I'll call you the fuck out. You guys are fucking full of shit, dude. I know exactly what you guys fucking believe. I know you don't fucking believe that shit for a second. You're not falling for it. You guys are smart enough. Not only are you smart enough to not fall for it, but you're smart enough to fucking get paid from it, dude, which I got mad fucking respect for, all right? That's what I want to do one day. Fucking good for you. I hope to do the same fucking thing, but that's the fucking truth. And I know exactly what's going on. And I'm going to just say it. I'll tell it like it is. That's right. Like a boss. I'll fucking say it, dude. I don't give a fuck. They don't fucking believe that shit for a minute, dude. All right. They say they're fucking selling it right now. They're like, they got to. That's what they got to do, But I know these guys. Neither one of them are fucking stupid. They know exactly what the fuck is going on, dude. Oh, and by the way, I made Third Phase of Moon moderators. So Third Phase, you guys, Blake, Brent, you can post links. So if you want to post a link to that fucking video so everyone can go and see it after UFO proof, obviously, go ahead and definitely post it because I want to fucking see it, dude. So throw that shit up there, and everyone make sure to go and check out this fucking interview. Because I'd like to hear some of their, and if you haven't seen their stuff, if you haven't seen Corey Good and David Wilcock's stuff, it's very interesting to watch. It's fascinating the level of stupidity that can come from men who sound very intelligent. They sound like they know what they're talking about, but clearly, at least one of them is fucking pathological. Clearly, and that's Corey Good. Go, Kyle, go for it. That's fucking right.
Yeah, that's cool. Actually, Corey even admitted that some of basically everything involved here, he doesn't know if it's true. He admitted that, this stuff, he's getting it from people that he's dealt with over his years. This is David Wilcock. David Wilcock still doesn't know. He just says this is the information he's receiving, and he thinks it should get out. He's not making this stuff up. He's basically stating that this information has been given to him through military people that are involved with the military, credentials involved, that they don't want, any fame or be, noticed. But this is
David
information. What?
Yeah, David, I don't believe for a second that David is on there lying purposely for any reason. I think that he honestly fucking has fallen for Corey Good's story and trying to find ways to accept it, because that's the thing. When you mix bullshit with a little bit of truth, it really fucks with people, you know, and it confuses people, you know, because what they're doing is they're taking shit that is fucking true. There is a basically a secret space program. It's not exactly secret because we do know about it. But I mean, like, we've already known about Space Command that's already existed well before Trump. Space Command's existed for a while. They're just going to get turned into their own branch now. But the military has its own space force. You know, they take stuff that is true and then they add bullshit onto it, and it really fucking dilutes stuff, and it makes it difficult. Now, if you take someone like Richard Dolan, all right. They basically take what Richard Dolan had started in his ideas, and they added some bullshit to it and made it, you know, and made it look stupid, almost like these two could be disinfo agents, you know, trying to fuck up a theory from someone who had some fucking credibility, whose stuff is actually making sense, who shows good supporting evidence for it. And maybe they wanted to shut someone like him down, and they get someone like Corey Goode or David Wilcox to come in and dilute the waters. You know, that's a kind of conspiracy, and that's reaching there. But I'm just saying that they obviously took what he started and added to it. I mean, would you guys agree that they at least said that it was Richard Dolan who brought out the whole secret space program, and then these guys kind of jumped on the bandwagon?
You know, we interviewed Richard Dolan, and yeah, the guy has information. I'm not sure. I think Dolan was saying on how basically Corey Goode was involved with their project that they were working on, and he got a lot of information. And while he was within that program, this is some kind of a UFO forum. I'm not exactly sure, but he got all kinds of information. That's where he kind of got his story from, all that info involved and around Richard Dolan. But again, I don't know. Did Richard Dolan ever see a UFO in his life either? I'm not sure if he's the most qualified guy because, you know,
I don't think he ever seen I don't think he ever seen a UFO. I'm pretty sure he hasn't. But like his book, UFOs in a National Security State, is not about his personal experiences, but it is about reporting military experiences that have been documented. So it really had, you know, like his experience in the UFO world is not the same as like ours in the stuff that we deal with actual sightings and how we deal with abductees and shit like that. His is more of you know, based on information, you know, from a fucking an outside perspective of military encounters.
So you're saying Corey like read Dolan's books, and this is where he gets his information from? Is it basically? Or
I think, yeah, kind of like he got the whole secret space program and like the advanced space people or whatever, like that kind of theory, and just kind of ran with it. And took it to a level where he fucking, you know, took it to this extreme where, you know, he's at the eye doctor and he all of a sudden he just remembers all this stuff that happened. I mean, like, you know, like that doesn't make any,
you know, it's kind of, it's interesting. So we both agree, right? There's a secret space program before Trump admitted, right?
Well, oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That being said, how many people have come forward to basically corroborate that they were involved with the secret space program? How many people have come forward saying, because, you know, there's always some kind of leaker or somebody that comes out, you know, Snowden's comes to mind.
Absolutely.
How many people have you known that it's actually come and said, I've worked at the secret space force? How many?
Okay, so you got to understand something. This secret space force was never a secret. All right, there's the National Space Command, and it's an actual branch of the military that goes into outer space and does their own rocket launches.
How do we know this?
Launch their own satellite into space.
Who's telling us this? I don't know. This is our just theory.
Actually, the simple way is you can go online and look it up. You can Google it and see that it is all official stuff. You can see people and interviews of people who work at the Space Command, who are military people who fucking launch into space, launch satellites. They do it a whole different way than what NASA and everyone else does, all right? Like the military will fly fucking like F-35s and shit like that up to the fucking to the stratosphere, to the very edge of the fucking of the atmosphere, and then they'll launch rockets with mini CubeSats on them.
Sure,
and
obviously they're launching secret satellites and things like this. But what do you think? Do you think the Space Force is what's its purpose? Just strictly military, no other involvement, no ET involvement?
You know, that's hard to say, because you gotta assume that, or I would assume, and I hate assuming shit, but it seems logical that the Space Force that we already had must have encountered UFOs at some time. Their equipment, I assume, I mean, I know, is probably able to pick up UFOs with ATAP and everything. There's obviously ways that the military have of detecting and tracking UFOs, and the Space Force probably had a lot of that information coming through them, because they would have been launching the satellites and stuff like that for NORAD and everything. So they've probably had encounters or sightings and stuff like that with it. How much they actually had to do with it could be very little, simply because they're trying to, you know, in the military, you have your objective and that's what you focus on. You can't focus on stuff that has nothing to do with your field. That's why it's compartmentalized. If you know, to make your shit is done, that's what you're into. So it's not like, oh, I'm trying to fucking reroute the fucking GPS networks of 1,000 different satellites and stuff. Oh, and I got to study this UFO. No, you're doing one, you know. But they probably pick up the UFOs and have information on them, you know, like maybe size or speeds, and just, you know, like metadata on them, if you will. And so probably something along the lines of that, but it's going to be more military focused, but they might have some information on them, you know, their equipment might be picking them up.
Well, I think that there's a reason for this secret space program, not only militarized or satellites, and there's something else. And obviously I think they're tracking UFOs, and there's a reason for this, and that's the reason why the $26 trillion is missing. But I'm going to leave you with this, Corey. It's excuse me, UFO proof is calling me Corey, because it feels like when you're talking, you're just talking like how I was talking with Corey in this interview video that we put out. Just, it's basically real, and you know, it's a real conversation. And I invite everybody to go watch the video the internet doesn't want you to see. We just put the link up on your channel, UFO Proof. And one last thing, your Carl Sagan impression, that was pretty impressive, man. We keep saying we're gonna get you in our movie. We're gonna get you in our movie one of these days. We know that we're gonna do it. So good job on that, Kyle.
Thank you so much, dude. I'm glad you guys like that. For anyone who hasn't seen it, go check out my last video with Dr. Carl Sagan. I thought I nailed that fucking impression. It was funny. Thank you, and I will definitely come and work with you guys. We will definitely work together. It's just a matter of time. That's a fact. I would love to work with you guys. You guys already know all that, man. Thank you guys for coming and saying what's up and hanging out with everybody, and letting us know about this interview with Corey Good and David Wilcox. You guys make sure you go and check it out, and make sure you go and show Blake and Brent some fucking love, and subscribe and give them likes and share their videos and all that good stuff on your social media. And you know, boys, I love having you on here. Anytime, fucking come and say what's up, and let me know next time you guys are going live, and I'll come and say what's up with you guys. All right,
man. We'll do. And congratulations again. And if the boys, if the baby's a boy, name him Blake, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, definitely, dude. First fucking thing. You got it, right? All right. Make sure you hold your breath, all right?
All right. Have a good one.
All right. I love you guys, man. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Well, that was awesome. So that was great having let me put this back on mute. No, I don't have anyone on here. It was great having Third Phase of Moon come on and say what's up. You know, I love the boys, and it's always great having them on here. And the thing is and they accept that I won't hesitate to sorry about the echo. I won't hesitate to call them out, you know, and everyone knows that. That's one thing you could be sure of when it comes to UFO proof. If you're watching this channel, I'm gonna say it like it is, and that's just the way we all are. It's not just me. The channel's not just mine. It belongs to Third Phase of Moon. It belongs to Leica Boss and Jason Valance and Harry Tone and every other proofer out there. It's a community channel, and but everyone knows in this community we fucking say it like it is. And I love the boys to death. I really do, man. They're great friends of mine. But they are fucking full of shit. All right. They were selling that. They have to sell that shit. But I know them personally, and they don't believe that shit for a fucking minute, dude. They are doing it to play nice and to be fair to both sides. All right. But I know the truth on where they fucking stand. They are very smart. They're not fucking idiots at all. They might ask questions on stuff, but they do it knowing the answer, but they do it anyway, just so they can fucking play to both sides or whatever. But they fucking know it's up. Both of them are very smart, man. Not only do they know that shit's bullshit, but they found a way to make money off of it too. So they're like, let's get fucking paid. And I hope to do the same thing one day. So fucking good to them, man. All right. Oh, good. And there's a fucking link, you guys. So make sure you fucking go and check that video out. I can't wait to see it too. How long have we been on here though?
A little bit over an hour and a half.
All right, so I think that's it for this episode, this live. I want to thank everyone for joining us, and Savannah, thank you so much for dealing with my craziness and my crazy proofer fans. You know, I love all you guys to death. If you haven't seen my Dr. Carl Sagan, I'm glad they brought it up. Go check it out. It's great. I thought it was a really good impression. I wish I could have gotten the hair better. I wish I had like a wig, but I think the costume looks good too. So it was pretty funny, like the way I put the video together. So go and check that out. And also, if you haven't seen Dr. Greer's latest interview, go and check that out, because that shit's fucking great too. I'm gonna have some new videos coming out. I'm gonna be working on a new UFO hunter video, which will fucking rock. So keep your eyes open for that, and make sure you go and check out this interview with David Wilcock. And don't forget, this is very important. And you guys obviously know UFO proof. All the fans who have been on here for a while, everyone's going to know this, man. The most important thing, the single most important thing for everyone here in America is to go out and vote for a fucking Democrat. Now, I don't give a fuck. I know you guys know how many Trump supporters are on my channel. Okay, there's a lot more Trumpers than there are Sanders supporters. All right. And everyone knows this, and everyone knows I'm a Bernie guy. All right. And you guys know, I love you. But if you're in America, all right, this craziness has to stop. And we need Democrats in office to stop it. So there's fucking 3 days or 2 days left. Go out and fucking vote on November 6th for a fucking Democrat. And I don't give a fuck. Everyone else is always like, just go and vote. Whether it's vote for a Republican or vote for a Democrat, just make sure you vote. Fuck that. Vote for a Democrat. Republicans, stay home, or vote for a Democrat. Either way. Okay? That's what you get. Well, I'll say it straight the fuck up, man. We need some fucking sanity brought back to this country. So please, please, please go out and show your fucking support for some fucking Democrats, because this shit has gotta fucking stop, man. We gotta do something. What up, Fiona? How you doing, baby? What up, Mini Min? How you doing? Doing good, baby? Golf man. Kyle Sagan, Into the Cosmos. That's fucking right, dude. Deacon Mossy, cheers, Kyle. Was almost as good as a UFO hunter, right? Golf man, if he reads it, I will need one. Jason saying, come on, Kyle, you love Corey. You only took off your Corey Good t-shirt and you're in your tinfoil hat right before this interview started. Please don't make me wrench. I don't know how Jason knew that, but that's absolutely correct. I don't know how you figured that shit out, but that's amazing. Okay, yeah, that's it, you guys. And make sure you like and subscribe and donate to PayPal and go buy some UFO proof merchandise, dude. Because I have a bunch of it. There's links down below. So go get yourself some shit so I can get fucking paid. All right, you guys. I love everybody. I'll see you guys next time. UFO proof out.